So this Bernie Sanders has always amused me. And I'm not saying that in a condescending way. I know his game. I know who he is. I've never interviewed him. He runs when I call because he knows I know what he's all about. Just a little background. Bernie Sanders, 83 years old, senator from Vermont, communist. He and his wife honeymooned in Moscow. You know anybody else who did that? I don't. Weather a little rough, not a lot going on in Moscow. Way back then, it was hardcore communist when they honeymooned. Bernie lives large, got a nice chateau on Lake Champlain, north of Burlington. I rode by one time. It's pretty nice. Bernie's got nice digs in D.C. His wife made a ton of money being a college president in Vermont. The college went bankrupt, but Mrs. Sanders took out a lot of dough. That was controversial. I didn't really look into it too much, but there's a lot of stuff floating around. Bernie takes care of his family, a lot of people benefiting from his affluence. But Bernie's a communist. Now, what do I mean by that? Bernie Sanders believes that the government of the United States should have the right to seize private property, to take it away for tax purposes, redistribution of income. Let me back it up. Bernie is the primary mover of a wealth tax. What is that? A wealth tax is after you pay your taxes and the take-home pay gets in your bank account, you buy stuff. And if you're doing very well, you could buy a Lamborghini or a yacht or a mansion or paintings or whatever. Okay? But remember, that's take-home pay money. You've already paid your obligation to the states and the feds, and sometimes the locals. Okay. So Sanders somehow believes that the federal government has a right to come into your house, look around, and take a percentage of what you have purchased or inherited. That's communism. That's what happens in China, in Cuba, in Vietnam, in Laos. Russia says it's not communist anymore, but they're close. If Putin wants to take your stuff, he's going to take your stuff. Okay. Now, Sanders says he isn't a communist. He's a democratic socialist. Sure. Okay. If you were just that, you wouldn't be after the wealth tax, Bernie. I know it. You know it. Folks may not know it, but we know it, right? So Bernie Sanders is now out on the oligarchy tour. He's run around with Ocasio-Cortez, the congresswoman from New York, telling everybody that trillionaires, billionaires, there aren't any trillionaires, billionaires, as Bernie might say, run the country, and Trump's giving them everything, and Elon Musk and all of that. Okay. You want to believe it? You believe it. People believe what they want to believe. So Bernie and Ocasio-Cortez run around, and that's their pitch. There are, I'd say, 30% of Americans who want socialism. They don't want to compete because capitalism's rough. You can fail. Millions have. You're not guaranteed any success. Socialism, you are. So if you move to Denmark and you become a citizen there, cradle to grave entitlement, you're not going to get rich. You're not going to have a lot of stuff, but you're not going to have to work for it. Government will provide. Boom, 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 boom. Not going to starve. You'll have health care. You'll have retirement. You don't have to really kill yourself. Not here. You want affluence, you got to work hard. A lot of people don't want to. I don't want to work hard. I want to go fishing. I want to smoke pot. I want to do whatever I want to do. Now, Bernie is the darling of the media. Now, most of the media are rabid capitalists, greedy sons of you-know-whats. I know them. but they have a sympathy for the socialists and for the far left progressives. So Bernie goes Sunday, March 23rd on ABC's This Week and talks about the new Trump administration. Go.
Is there anything that you think Trump has done right?
Yeah, I mean, I think cracking down on fentanyl, making sure our borders are stronger. Look, nobody thinks that illegal immigration is appropriate. Now, I happen to think we need comprehensive immigration reform, but I don't think that it's appropriate for people to be coming across the border illegally. So we've got to work now on comprehensive immigration reform.
What a bunch of bull. So he had 4 years, Sanders, to tell President Biden to knock off the open border. They didn't say a word. Nothing. So don't give me this, oh, nobody thinks it's appropriate. Come on, you phony. You're just a phony. And now that Trump's gaining currency by closing the border and cracking down on the illegal migrants, which is what got Trump elected. Okay, now, oh yeah, fentanyl. Where was the fentanyl before? Bernie, this is what I mean by this guy drives me nuts. And then he goes, comprehensive immigration reform. What that is amnesty. When you hear the words comprehensive immigration reform, that's amnesty for all undocumented migrants who are here. That's what it is. And yeah, they might appropriate a little bit of money to build a little wall here and there. And maybe there would be a test or a tax that undocumented migrants might have to take. But it's ball. It's you're here, you're in, you're a citizen, and this is what you have to do. That's, to the Democrats, comprehensive immigration reform. Okay? Now, to me, I want an immigration bill. I'm with the barn burner on that. But I don't want amnesty because that's ridiculous. What I would do, and the fair thing to do, is have everybody register who do not have the proper paperwork to be here, and the government analyze what their situation is. If they have contributed to our society and are good people that we can demonstrably see, then you would give them a pathway. If not, out of here. So the migrant, him or herself, would be taking a chance to register. You don't register, you're deported, you can never come back. That's fair. I don't want to throw people out of here who, for no reason, were brought here by their parents or grandparents or whatever, they didn't have any say in it, and then you uproot them after they've been living here for 10 years and throw them back into a foreign situation. That's cruel. That's not right. Well, we can have a sane immigration policy, but that's not what Sanders wants. He wants a blanket. And that'll never happen with the Republican Party, ever. It didn't happen under Biden for 4 years. They couldn't get anything done. And Biden controlled Congress for a bit at that time. Couldn't get a thing done. Never got it done on Obama, 8 years, never in a million years. Most Americans see that's not fair. Blanket immigration amnesty is not fair. Bernie doesn't care whether it's fair or not. But getting back to the main threat about Bernie Sanders, and a lot of people don't take him seriously, I do. All right, he's peddling communism. That's what he wants. He wants seizure of private property and assets. And that is so deadly wrong. It's never succeeded anywhere in the world. The people who live under the oppression of communism are all poor. None of them are prosperous. And that would lead to a civil war in America. If that movement ever got traction, there'd be fighting. I know it. Because most Americans, traditional Americans, are not going to accept the government coming into their house taking their stuff. I'm not. No, I'm not going to say I'd be violent, but I wouldn't let them come in. I'd have to be arrested. You're not coming to my house to take my stuff. No. Okay, so that's a commentary on YouTube. We are pleased to be here. We'll have another one later this week. Thank you for watching. To view full episodes of the No Spin News anytime, sign up to become a BillO'Reilly.com premium or concierge member today.